So, Your Excellency, there's no doubt that when it comes to being responsive, like you mentioned to your constituents, I believe you're number one. I've actually met you before years ago. I don't know if you remember,
Okay.
but you were one of the people that gave myself and a few of my members of our team audience.
Okay.
You talked to us about the history of Nigeria, about local governments, about the importance. And you also mentioned Soludo as well. And I want to bring it back home to Anambra State.
Yeah.
And the election that just happened, when you saw what Soludo wrote against I would say your colleague, His Excellency Peter Obi.
During the presidential election.
Yes, the part 1 treatise he wrote against him during the election. As someone that helped him become governor, like you mentioned, one, how did that make you feel? And then number two, did he put some fire under your belly to say, when re-election time comes, if you don't perform well, we as Labour Party, we're going to bring out someone that will defeat you?
Well, that's his infamous article,
Yes,
which he published on the 14th of November, 2022.
Yes.
Took me with utter consternation. I was so amazed, and I felt very low as a citizen of Anambra State. There's no way a man can talk his brother down the way he did. No matter what his reasons were, they were uncalled for. And I'm happy that the global community, the Igbos everywhere, took swipes on him for what he did. He didn't have to do that at all. There is a limit to academic rascality. Nobody can know everything. The good thing is that Professor Soludo, myself, and Mr. Peter Obi, we were the same set at the University of Nigeria. We were there between 1980 and 1984, so we graduated at the same time, first degree. There must be some consideration for one another, particularly on issues that affect the emotional and psychological well-being of your people. Peter Obi's quest to become Nigeria's president was the desire of every Southeasterner, Igbo man, and Nigerians at large because of what he represented in that election. The type of mobilization he did to challenge the status quo was something that caught like wildfire. And at the peak of his ascendancy towards that election, his brother took a knife and put it on the butter. All his predictions failed. He said he would not win 25% in more than 2 or 3 states in Nigeria. And Peter Obi won the election outright in 12 states in Nigeria. So you could see that he made a mess of his voyage in predicting what is uncertain. He would have been prudent with his words, but he threw caution to the winds. Peter scored 6 million plus votes recorded for him, apart from those that were stolen. That is the highest an Igbo man has scored in a presidential election. I remember in 2003, Dim Chukwemeka Ojukwu was our presidential candidate for APGA. He scored 1.something million votes nationwide. So when Peter was not given a chance, Nigerians fairly believe that he was the shadow of the election. He was the one that won the election, if not for the mismanagement of the process. But that is contentious, is in the court. But for the fact that he scored 6.something million votes declared for him, with evidence of change of results here and there, it was obvious that Soludo's prediction was ill-conceived. It was not based on anything that was realistic, And again, the person who was declared winner scored 8.something million votes. Atiku scored 6.something million votes for PDP. Then Labour Party, that was a new party in the contest, scored 6.something million votes. It showed you the strength of that quest for Mr. Obi to become president of Nigeria. It was a national movement beyond the Southeast. So that's how I feel about what happened on the 14th of November. And it's a very bad day in the history of the Igbo Renaissance and rejuvenation and reintegration in Nigeria. You know, the event of that day will continue to play up in our history as we go on, so that our people will begin to learn from what others do and know that you have to stand by your brother. The party he belongs to now is APGA. The motto of APGA is be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Be your brothers and sisters keeper. That's the party he is serving as governor platform. And on the November 14th of last year, he threw away his brother. So we put it like that and let it be
in the fridge.
The end of it, yes.